last math book. One more book to go, and then you're done with math for the year. Get to have a summer vacation. I am going to go ahead and read that the little story on page 1. So you can open your books and follow along. I'm going to read that and would love for you to follow along. We're talking about Shady Maple Farm. This is on page 1. In this last flight unit for 2nd grade math, let's go visit James on Shady Maple Farm. Before we go, you might want to hear a little about his family and the farm. James is 8 years old. He has a 13-year-old brother, Jared, and an 11-year-old sister, Marlene. His younger sister, Anna, is 7. Baby Peter is just 1 year old. Shady Maple Farm is a beautiful place at the foot of a mountain in eastern Tennessee. Every morning and evening, 56 cows must be milked on this dairy farm. There are many other chores to do. James helps feed and water calves. The Brents have their own chickens, so they must gather the eggs each day. The family plants a large garden and has a strawberry patch. They sometimes sell garden vegetables and strawberries at a roadside stand. I'm sure you'll like their collie dog, Goldie. And we must not forget Mittens Kitten, who is no longer a kitten, but sometimes shows up with 4 or 5 baby kittens of her own. Jared might give you a ride on Star, the gentle horse with the new colt. Be sure to take work clothes along. With all the chores going on at the farm, I'm sure there will be work for you to do too. So we're going to be visiting a farm in these books. We'll be talking about farm, different stuff on the farm. And you know what? I went to the dairy farm that we visited today, and they're selling ice cream. Do you remember them talking about selling ice cream? So they are selling ice cream now. Okay, lesson 1. You can go to lesson 1. We're talking about story problems again. And sometimes there might be unnecessary numbers or words in a story problem. Unnecessary means that they're not needed. They don't really mean anything to for what you're trying to find. So, for example, David has 3 dogs, Travis has 1 dog, and Jonah has 2 cats. How many dogs do David and Travis have all together? So, let's work this problem. How about I just go through and grab all the numbers? Well, there's a 3, there's a 1, and over there's a 2. Is that how I do it? Okay, so if you listen carefully, I don't need all these numbers because that isn't what we're asked. That's not what the question is. The question says, how many dogs do David and Travis have all together? So we're talking only about dogs. Jonah has 2 cats. So we don't need to add Jonah's cats because we aren't talking about cats. We're only talking about dogs. So when I do my solution, I don't need to add the 2 cats. Okay? 3 plus 1 is 4. They have 4 dogs. David and Travis have 4 dogs. Okay. I closed my book and lost my spot, so let me find that again. Lesson number 1, they give an example story problem on page 2. Anna folded 11 towels, 16 washcloths, and 7 handkerchiefs. How many more washcloths did she fold than handkerchiefs? So what are the 2 things we're talking about? We're talking about washcloths and handkerchiefs. Okay, we're not even talking about towels. So we don't need the 11 towels for anything. We're only talking about washcloths and handkerchiefs. So how many more washcloths did she fold than handkerchiefs? So how many washcloths does she have? She has 16 washcloths. And how many handkerchiefs? She's got 7 of them. So how many more means to subtract. So we're going to 16 take away 7 is 9. So 9, she folded 9 more washcloths and handkerchiefs. So read your story problems carefully. Make sure you know what the question is that they're asking you so that you know which numbers you need in your solution box.